The morning sun bathed the grove of Jetavana in golden light, illuminating the serene faces of the gathered disciples. The Buddha, seated under the ancient banyan tree, gazed compassionately at each of his followers, his eyes reflecting profound wisdom. His presence exuded tranquility, as if the very essence of peace had taken form within him. "My dear disciples," the Buddha began, his voice tender yet commanding. "The heart is like a fertile field, awaiting cultivation." The disciples leaned in, their attention wholly absorbed by the words of the Enlightened One. "Within each of you lies a seed of loving kindness that carries immense potential for transformation," he continued. The air was thick with anticipation. As the disciples awaited his teaching, a young monk stepped forward, his face marked with confusion and exhaustion. He paused, allowing the weight of his words to settle upon his audience. But with mindful care and attention, this seed can grow into a tree that offers shade to all beings. "I seek knowledge but feel overwhelmed by all I learn." His words revealed a heavy burden, one that others shared silently. There was once a woman named Sujata, who lived in a small village plagued by drought and hardship, the Buddha began. The disciples listened intently, their imaginations weaving the scene as vividly as if they were present in Sujata's village. Sujata struggled daily to provide for her children, her heart heavy with despair and bitterness toward her circumstances. One day, while fetching water from the nearly dry river, Sujata heard the faint cries of a wounded deer, the Buddha narrated. His voice carried both the pain of the deer's suffering and the hope that lay within Sujata's response. Though burdened by her own troubles, she felt compelled to help. Slowly, he poured the water into the cup before him. His movements were deliberate, intentional, and profound, drawing every eye toward his hands. Soon, the cup overflowed, spilling onto the ground. "What do you observe?" he asked, addressing the monk directly. When the deer recovered and bounded away, Sujata felt a lightness in her heart she had not known before, the Buddha explained. Her act of kindness had not only healed the deer but had also begun to heal her own spirit. "The cup spills." Unable to hold any more, the monk replied softly. His voice carried a hesitant realization, tinged with doubt. The Buddha nodded in acknowledgement, his eyes reflecting clarity and patience. "And what happens to the water that spills over?" The Buddha questioned further, inviting deeper thought. His inquiry drew the attention of all, igniting curiosity and wonder. The monk shifted uneasily, pondering the significance of the scene. "Kakana, hostility is like a flame that consumes the one who holds it," he said. "To extinguish it, one must respond not with anger, but with the cool waters of compassion." The Buddha continued, his words imbued with the clarity of truth. "Imagine a traveler walking through a forest, carrying a torch that burns brightly," he said. "If the traveler stumbles upon a river, the flame is extinguished, and the traveler finds relief from the heat." The disciples nodded, visualizing the scene as the Buddha described it. "Loving kindness is that river, capable of quenching the flames of anger and hostility," the Buddha explained. "By practicing metta, you create an inner reservoir of compassion that can douse the fires around you." His words painted a vivid picture, illustrating the transformative power of loving kindness in even the most challenging circumstances. The disciples closed their eyes, as if to internalize the Buddha's teachings more fully. The grove fell silent, save for the soft whisper of the wind through the leaves. The Buddha observed his followers with a serene smile, sensing the ripples of understanding spreading through their minds. "As you meditate on loving kindness, begin by offering it to yourself," the Buddha instructed, breaking the silence with his gentle voice. "Visualize yourself bathed in a warm light of compassion, free from judgment or criticism." The disciples followed his guidance, their faces reflecting a profound sense of peace as they meditated. Once you have nurtured loving kindness within yourself, extend it outward to those you hold dear, the Buddha continued. See them bathed in the same light, their hearts touched by the warmth of your compassion. His voice carried the rhythm of a heartbeat, steady and reassuring. Now, extend loving kindness further, to acquaintances and strangers, even to those who have wronged you, the Buddha instructed. Recognize that all beings seek happiness and wish to avoid suffering, just as you do. His words bridged the gap between the personal and the universal, uniting the disciples in a shared experience of compassion. Finally, let your loving kindness encompass all beings, like the sun that shines equally upon all, the Buddha said. Their connection deepened, bridging the gaps between their personal journeys. The pursuit of knowledge is noble, the Buddha reminded gently, but wisdom lies in discernment, not accumulation. The Buddha observed his disciples, his heart filled with boundless compassion for their efforts. Remember, my dear disciples, loving kindness is not merely an ideal but a practice, he said. It requires patience, perseverance, and the willingness to confront your own limitations with compassion. The sun began its descent, casting a golden hue over Jetavana as the meditation session concluded. The disciples opened their eyes, their faces radiant with a newfound understanding of loving kindness. The Buddha smiled, knowing that the seed he had planted in their hearts would one day bear the fruit of harmony. As the disciples prepared to depart, the Buddha spoke once more, his voice resonating with timeless wisdom. Carry this practice with you, nurturing the seed of loving kindness in every thought, word, and action, he said. In doing so, you will transform not only your own heart but also the hearts of those around you. The disciples bowed deeply, their gestures conveying their gratitude and commitment to the path of loving kindness. The grove of Jetavana, now steeped in the energy of their meditation, stood as a silent witness to the profound exchange of wisdom and compassion. As the Buddha watched his disciples disperse, his heart brimmed with hope for the world. May all beings be happy. May all beings be at peace. May all beings be free from suffering, he whispered. His words, carried by the wind, became a prayer that transcended time and space, a testament to the enduring power of loving kindness. Another day dawned gently, its light brushing the earth with delicate warmth. The world stirred, vibrant yet calm in its rhythm. Villagers greeted the morning with quiet gratitude, embracing their tasks with serene purpose. Birds sang harmoniously, filling the air with their melodic presence. The Buddha and his disciples embarked on a journey across the countryside. Their path led them through diverse landscapes, each rich in its own unique beauty. One disciple, Subhuti, raised his hand respectfully and spoke, "Blessed One, how do we ensure our compassion creates ripples of meaningful impact?" The Buddha smiled, his gaze filled with encouragement and wisdom. Subhuti, let me tell you about a humble potter named Danu who lived in a village by a restless river. The serpent raised its head slightly, feeling the depth of the teaching. Master, if my surroundings provoke me, how shall I endure without reacting? The Buddha gestured toward the clouds. The soil stretched endlessly, its surface irregular and thick. At the heart of the field stood a single lotus, radiant amidst the murkiness. While others lamented their losses, Danu began creating pots to carry water for the thirsty villagers. His voice carried the strength of Danu's resolve and the subtle beauty of his compassion. Their gaze remained fixed on the flower, their minds stirred by wonder. The Buddha sat beside the lotus, his expression calm and contemplative. His words resonated deeply, illustrating the transformative power of a single act of kindness. The Buddha turned to Subhuti, his expression gentle yet profound. Your voice emerges through calm understanding, not reactive outburst. The serpent reflected upon the Buddha's words. realizing the duality of silence and voice. The disciples awaited further wisdom. "Master, tell me," the serpent inquired, "does power exist within vulnerability? Must strength always appear solid and unwavering to hold its ground?" The Buddha rested his gaze upon the serpent. "Channa, even the smallest pebble creates ripples, though unseen. Let me share another story that may comfort you. There was once a young boy named Jaya, who lived in a crowded city filled with bustling merchants and weary travelers," the Buddha began. Jaya often saw an old beggar sitting by the roadside, ignored by the passers-by who hurried on with their lives. "It transforms the mud," he continued, "into the strength it needs to bloom, reaching toward the sun with unwavering focus." His explanation offered clarity, bridging the gap between the tangible and the abstract. Provocation is external, peace is internal. It is your choice to carry peace into each moment. It embodies the endless flood of information we encounter. His words resonated deeply, shedding light on their personal dilemmas. The disciples exchanged subtle glances, their expressions a mix of recognition and relief. "Yet," he added, "it is not the mud itself that defines us, but how we interact with its presence." His statement invited reflection, stirring the disciples' thoughts like ripples across water. They began to ponder their relationship with the world around them. In the ocean of existence, every drop contributes to the tide that shapes the world. The disciples closed their eyes, their hearts resonating with the Buddha's teachings. The grove fell silent, its natural sounds merging seamlessly with the rhythm of their breath. The Buddha observed his followers, sensing their reflections and the seeds of transformation sprouting within them. Compassion is a practice, not merely an idea. It requires dedication and the courage to see beyond yourself, the Buddha said. His voice carried the depth of his understanding, blending encouragement with gentle admonition. Begin by cultivating compassion within your own heart, allowing it to radiate outward to touch others. Visualize offering compassion to someone who has wronged you, releasing anger, and embracing the humanity you share with them, he instructed. His words guided the disciples, challenging them to confront their inner barriers to compassion. Through this practice, you create ripples that bridge divides and foster understanding. Let your compassion extend beyond individuals, reaching communities and nations. For interconnectedness is the essence of existence, the Buddha continued. His voice carried the profound truth of unity, uniting the disciples in their shared humanity. Every ripple contributes to the collective harmony of the world. The disciples opened their eyes, their faces reflecting a blend of determination and tranquility. The Buddha smiled, sensing their readiness to embody the teachings in their lives. Remember, my dear disciples, every act of compassion, no matter how small, carries the potential to transform, he said. The grove bathed in the golden hues of the setting sun. The disciples lingered in silent meditation. His heart felt lighter, his thoughts clearer and steadier. He closed his eyes momentarily, allowing the lesson to seep into his consciousness. The Buddha watched them with a heart filled with boundless hope, his gaze extending beyond the grove, imagining the ripples of compassion they would create. May your actions inspire others, and may your compassion bring peace and harmony to the world, he whispered. His words became a prayer, carried by the wind to touch distant lives. The grove of Jetavana, silent yet vibrant, stood as a testament to the enduring wisdom of the Buddha's teachings. His disciples, equipped with the light of compassion, ventured forth, ready to create ripples that would shape the world for generations to come. Another day, another gathering at the grove of Jetavana. The disciples assembled quietly, their minds prepared to receive the Buddha's wisdom. The sunlight filtered through the thick canopy, casting intricate patterns of shadows upon the ground, blending harmoniously with the ambiance of the grove. The Buddha sat in profound stillness, his presence radiating peace that calmed even the most restless minds among the disciples. "My dear disciples," the Buddha began, his voice resonant yet tender. "Today I shall speak of the harmony born of loving kindness." The disciples leaned forward, their hearts eager to grasp the teachings that would illuminate their paths to understanding and transformation. Another day unfolded gently, its dawn blessing the land with a soothing embrace. The breeze carried whispers of renewal. Let me tell you of two friends, Surya and Chandra, whose bond was tested by the challenges of their lives. Surya and Chandra lived in a village nestled among hills, sharing both joys and hardships in their work and daily life, the Buddha began. Yet one day, a dispute over land poisoned their hearts, turning them from allies to adversaries consumed by anger. His voice carried the sorrow of their separation, painting the image of their once thriving friendship torn apart. Its surface reflected the sky above, undisturbed and clear. The disciples gathered around the Buddha, their expressions filled with awe and curiosity. His words conveyed the transformation brought about by compassion, bridging the gap between resentment and reconciliation, as they practiced loving kindness. Surya and Chandra restored their bond, nurturing trust and creating harmony in their village, the Buddha explained. Their practice became an example for others, inspiring reconciliation and collective prosperity. The disciples nodded, their hearts touched by the truth of the Buddha's teachings and the power of harmony. The Buddha turned his gaze toward Mahakasyapa, addressing him directly. Mahakasyapa, Surya and Chandra's story shows us that harmony begins with understanding and the willingness to let compassion guide us. The lake reflects the sky, the Buddha began, his tone steady yet soothing, because it is still, free from turbulence. His words wove a metaphor, connecting the external scene with their internal struggles. The disciples nodded slowly, comprehending the simplicity and depth of his explanation. If this lake were restless, he continued, its surface would distort, and its reflection would become unclear, fragmented. There was once a fisherwoman named Aloka, whose village was torn apart by rival factions vying for control of resources, the Buddha began. Aloka, caught in the turmoil, often felt despair, longing for a peace that seemed unreachable in her divided community. His voice carried the weight of her suffering, contrasted by the hope that lay dormant within her heart. One day, Aloka found a stray puppy whimpering in fear, and she cared for it with unwavering kindness, the Buddha narrated. His teachings resonated deeply, offering a pathway toward clarity amidst life's complexity. The disciples felt an invisible thread connecting their shared journeys. Aloka began spreading acts of kindness, encouraging her neighbors to work together rather than fight, and slowly her community transformed, the Buddha explained. Her loving kindness became the light that dispelled the darkness of division, creating harmony where discord had once thrived. His guidance echoed softly, settling into their hearts with gentle precision. The group reflected quietly, their thoughts mingling with the morning air. A disciple knelt beside the water, his reflection staring back at him unbroken and calm. His breath steadied naturally, even amidst discord. The practice of loving kindness plants seeds of harmony that can grow into flourishing gardens of peace. The disciples closed their eyes, their breaths synchronized with the tranquility of the grove, embracing the Buddha's teachings. The rustling leaves and chirping birds became a symphony, accentuating the profound silence that enveloped the meditating assembly. The Buddha observed his disciples, sensing the seeds of transformation taking root in their hearts. To create harmony, begin by radiating loving kindness toward those closest to you, mending broken bonds with understanding and compassion, the Buddha instructed. His voice carried the rhythm of a gentle stream, guiding the disciples along the path toward unity. Extend your loving kindness outward, reaching those you struggle to understand. allowing the light of compassion to bridge divisions. Let your loving kindness encompass entire communities and nations. For harmony thrives when interconnectedness is acknowledged and nurtured, the Buddha said. His words carried the profound truth of unity, resonating with the disciples' shared humanity and aspirations. Every act of compassion contributes to the collective peace and understanding that binds all beings. The disciples opened their eyes, their faces reflecting determination and tranquility as they embraced the teachings of harmony. The Buddha smiled, his gaze filled with boundless hope for the ripple effects of their practice upon the world. Remember, my dear disciples, harmony begins within each heart and flows outward. Touching lives in ways we may never fully see. The sun began its descent, casting the grove in hues of gold and crimson as the disciples lingered in silent meditation. Do not rush, but embrace the journey with courage. His teachings offered clarity and hope, illuminating a path forward. The Buddha watched them with a heart brimming with hope, imagining the harmony their loving kindness would bring to relationships, communities, and nations. May your practice inspire others, and may harmony blossom wherever loving kindness takes root, he whispered. His words, carried by the gentle breeze, became a prayer that transcended time and space. The grove of Jetavana, silent yet vibrant, stood as a testament to the enduring wisdom of the Buddha's teachings. His disciples, equipped with the knowledge and practice of loving kindness, ventured forth, ready to create harmony that would uplift the world for generations to come. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.